So a question I get quite often whenever I show myself using these High Paralletes is, are they really worth buying, or is it better just to buy a pull-up bar and some low parallettes and that will get the job done? Well, in this video I'm going to give you some pros and some cons to getting High Paralletes, and then I'll give you my opinion at the end, and then hopefully you can make up your decision if you want to buy High Paralletes for yourself. So let me just quickly get this out of the way. There are many terms for these High Paralletes. Some people call them dip bars, people call them equalizer bars, High Paralletes. All those words, they just mean the exact same thing, just a tall version of parallettes. So the first pro to buying High Paralletes would be the fact that you can do pushing and pulling exercises with them. High Paralletes are like the only parallettes you can use for pulling exercises, which is why you'll see a lot of people do like front lever exercises or pulling exercises with them. But yeah, that is one of the main selling points or uses for these High Paralletes, is that it's a very useful way to learn the front lever if you're first starting, because of the low bar that it is compared to a high bar. So if you see yourself wanting to learn like skills like the front lever or pulling exercises, then buying these is going to be quite useful. So yeah, being able to do pulling exercises with these parallettes is a big pro. Pro number 2 is going to be the fact, like, these bad boys are either made of like pretty tough metal or very hard, sturdy plastic. They can get quite expensive. You are kind of like investing very premium piece of equipment that will be very durable and will last you a very long time. I've had these for almost a year now, and even though I use them almost every single day, these things are built to last. Also with the fact, like, these can take up quite a lot of weight, so it's a good way to start doing weighted calisthenics. You shouldn't go as heavy as you would on like an actual like dip station or something like that, but doing like weighted dips on these to a certain extent would be pretty useful as well. I've used them for weighted dips. I haven't had any scary moments or anything. So yeah, the fact that these are very durable, very sturdy, makes it a very good piece of equipment. So those are like the main pros that I can think of. The main point is just being able to do pulling exercises, and front lever is the big selling point for getting these High Paralletes. There are a few cons, so let's get started with those. So a very big con, in my opinion, would be the fact that these things are freaking large. If you're an athlete that doesn't train in the same space, buying these isn't really very ideal, because of the fact like unless you want to take it apart every single time you're trying to work out somewhere and then reassemble it. So that's a big con. These things are not really transportable, so if you see yourself not being in the same spot whenever you train, maybe these High Paralletes are not for you. Even for myself, I move these like up and down the stairs. That can be pretty hard if you're like holding other pieces of equipment, because I'm determined to like carry all my equipment in one go. So I sometimes like hit the wall. So yeah, even moving the like up and down stairs is quite challenging. So yeah, transporting these things is like pretty annoying. So con number 2 is going to be the limitations with the pushing exercises that you can do on these. Obviously they are very good for dips, however you can't really do push-ups with them. Doing like a handstand on these can get pretty hard, especially if you've never been that high off the ground. They can be quite scary. Or having like low ceilings, you won't be able to fully extend yourself in a handstand, so that is a big limitation. Not being able to handstand with these is kind of annoying, but you can always just practice your handstand on like medium parallettes, low parallettes, or just on the floor. And the third con to buying parallettes, in my opinion, is going to be if you have low or medium parallettes as well as a pull-up bar, these aren't really useful to most people. For me, I have like every single piece of equipment, so obviously I'm just gonna use this. But if you just have a pull-up bar, you can pretty much do every single exercise on a pull-up bar that you can on High Paralletes. So if you're someone that's like on a budget maybe, these probably won't be worth it, because they are in most cases more expensive than like a door frame pull-up bar, which most people use for their pulling needs. So now that I've given you some pros and some cons, I'm going to give you my opinion, and then hopefully you have made up your mind, or I've helped you decide if these are worth it. So I only use this piece of equipment, front lever training, like front lever rows, assisted front lever, full front levers, and then I also use them for deep tucked planche push-ups. Besides that, I do all my exercises on low parallettes, medium parallettes, or the pull-up bar. So I don't really use this very often. However, with that being said, this was the piece of equipment that helped me unlock the front lever. I was struggling with the front lever on my pull-up bar So I was like, you know what, let me just buy this because my friends were telling me it's a lot easier to learn on these. So I bought them, I learned it. So it has unlocked me the front lever just buying these. That's how like I was thinking about it. Like I think I bought these for almost like 50, 60 bucks. And I was like, you know what, I'm pretty much paying 50 to 60 bucks just to unlock the front lever, which I mean is a pretty good deal. So if you do want to learn the front lever, buy these. If you have no interest in pulling exercises outside of like pull-ups and weighted pull-ups, then you probably shouldn't get these. So I hope this video has helped you make a decision on if you should buy these High Paralletes. If you have any further questions, leave them in the comments down below. I will gladly answer them. And I also have a video on low parallettes if they're worth it, and I'll give you some pros and cons. So if you want to check that out, click that video right there. But without further ado, thank you so much for watching and peace out.